am here from the news studio of NightSong Paranormal. We got the Tabitha.
Hello, look. Hello. How's the weather where you're at, Buffy?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. The wind, it's blowing. It's going so hard. It's hard to hear you.
Look how red I am. I'm just like, oh my God, I love you guys so much. This is ridiculous. So welcome, everybody. We're waiting for Alicia to join. She was kind of stuck in traffic, the Nashville traffic you cannot get away from, like, ever. But welcome to Paranormal Uni-tea. We are NightSong Paranormal. I am Barbie. We've got Tabitha, and we've got Buffy, and we are waiting on our trash panda, our lovely Miss Alicia. And let's see, I think we already have some comments coming in. Hi, Mama. Hi, Stevie. Hi. Hello, you guys. If you want, you can share this out and let everybody know that we're live. We've got a lot to cover tonight. So we're going to do some recaps here in just a minute, but we kind of wanted to jump in to some things that we're kind of thinking about doing in 2024, and then we need to talk about this weekend as well. So I'm just going to kick it off to Buffy so she can talk about what we have coming up this weekend and what we kind of our thoughts on 2024.
Awesome. Well, so this weekend we have a private investigation at the infamous Octagon Hall that we are so excited to go to. I think for all of us, it's where at different times for each of us, it's where all of our normal journeys began. So it's always kind of like coming back to home base to go investigate there.
Yeah.
We're going to end our season, so to speak. And in the off season, we're looking at, we may do some one-off investigations here and there, just kind of as they come along, but nothing that is on the calendar and planned necessarily. 2024, though, we will start back up in March as the spring is coming around. Granted, it could be snowing. This is Tennessee. We're talking about possible returns to Lote's house, the Gaines house, Thomas house, Old South Pittsburgh, Harriman. And as always, we will be doing some events at Buchanan Log Home where we have our residency at. And we're talking right now maybe about something really big again next year for Halloween. And as many of these, and when we can, as they all hit, we want to do collaborations, other teams that we're great friends with, other teams that we've just met and want to get to know more. We're looking at doing some with quite a few teams. They definitely, para-unity, it makes the world go round.
It does.
And that's, we've had an awesome 2023 and we're looking forward to what 2024 is going to bring.
Yes.
And I don't know where we're throwing to next. So Barbie, I'll leave that to you.
Okay. Well, I want to say hi. Hi, Chanel. Hi, Craig. Thank you so very much for the congrats. We will talk about that here in just a second, but we were shocked, amazed, just completely like, it's hard to make us speechless. And all four of us love to talk and we all four were speechless about it.
Simultaneously speechless.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But the one thing that we always, had said is we hope that we have made our paranormal community, proud of us and that we've represented us well for everybody involved. But Alicia is here. Yay, Alicia.
Man, Tanger traffic. I cut off one of the other exits and beeline home. So
yeah, well, we're glad to hear.
StreamYard from the car.
Well, did you want to talk about some of our past investigations that we've done and kind of kick us into that?
Yeah, so the latter part of September, we went to the Thomas house. I don't know if you guys, I know a couple of you guys had been there before. That was my first time. And man, just the whole vibe of that joint was awesome. I love how they didn't have the, the key cards. There was no TVs in the room. There was no phones. It was just like completely old school. And I know that the one point in the dining room, that was huge for me.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, when Buffy said we're going back there, I'm stoked about that because I think we've got some unfinished business because the weather was kind of yuck. I was actually chatting with an outlaw paranormal guy today, and he was giving me some of
Oh,
his
Stevie.
yes,
Stevie? Yeah.
he was talking about slave quarters and out by the pool, and I was like, man, we've still got some unfinished business out there because it was kind of yucky, so we didn't get to make it out there. But man, that place was pretty alive, pretty active. Loved that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Hey, Craig, hit us up about this weekend. I won't say more than that, but hit us up. Okay, so yeah, Thomas House. Love Cherry, love David, love Daryl. They're all great people. We had a little hiccup with some group that was there. They were kind of like thrill seekers, younger kids, like, I don't know, guys, how old? Maybe like 15, 16, 17-ish.
I don't know. Were they like later teens, early 20s? I'm not really sure.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
they were just excited to be there, and so we really didn't get much like evidence, but we still have a lot to go through because we had the DVRs up all night from the time it was probably like 4 o'clock. We put the DVRs up, and then we pulled them down around 10 in the morning, so they ran the entire time. So that's a lot of DVR footage that we are going to have to go through. And so I'm going to give the DVR to Buffy after Saturday, and hopefully we can pull some of those off and split it up amongst the group, because that's a lot for one person to have to go back through. But Buchanan Log House event.
Unfortunately, I was out of town for that one, but I know that you guys had a lot of, I watched the lives when I got home, saw that you guys had some interactions with the Buchanans, Lucinda and James, and looked like there was a lot of people that showed out. So
it was a great event. I do have like a 2-minute video. If y'all want to watch it real quick, hopefully there's sound attached, but if there's not, I can turn it off, and then we'll put the link up where to find this video on YouTube. You can just follow us on YouTube, and it'll pop up. So hopefully this will play. Let me go ahead and share my screen here so you guys can see it. Hopefully it will play sound. If it doesn't, let me know.
I hear sound.
Movie making. There's a distant conversation going on in the house. You'll probably need headphones.
Mm-hmm.
I enhanced it.
That's crazy.
Ow, stop.
Children voices are huge here.
The voices and the giggling, because we got a lot of that when we had our first time in there.
And here it is, enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
This one was prominent.
Wow.
So it was a great investigation. That's just part one. we have so much more to do on this
Off season. We can
off
catch up on every
season.
day.
Off season, we have so much more continued research that we need to do at Buchanan Log House. The bench breaking broads, they had the residency, and they have done quite a bit of investigations there, and they have really
they helped us out.
helped
quite a
us.
bit.
They have really
with
helped
tips
us
and
out,
tricks.
and they have been like our godmothers when it comes to Buchanan Log House. They're amazing. So thank you to Lisa and Sue and the crew for having us. Magazine article. Hello, Miss Alicia.
That's what I was actually going to get. So if you are in the Mount Juliet area, Life Between the Lakes magazine, Miss Chris Midget, who is an elf in one of the charities that I'm a part of, she owns this magazine. She's been doing it forever and ever and ever. Came to me a couple months ago, asked if I wanted to do an article with our feature of our paranormal team, because she knows I'm such a freak about Halloween. So if you get your hands on a copy of this, I do have a few copies in my hands right now. Page 14, we have a 3-page expose. And I will say huge thank you to Barbie for elaborating on a lot of the equipment and stuff like that on here. So she did have her 2 cents, because if the lay people are reading this and you don't know what some things are, she went into a little bit more of an extensive explanation. So check that out. Pretty excited. Kind of talked about our event that we just had, couple events that we just had, and features our core 4 in there, and talking about our Para-Unity. So
Yay! Para-Unity. And then Buffy and Tabitha and E and I, we got to go to the Tennessee Haunts and Legends Expo.
yeah,
And we were a vendor there, and it was an amazing, I didn't expect it to be as amazing as it was. Like, just networking with all the other teams and meeting people face to face that we've become friends with on socials, and
yeah.
it was quite awesome. What do you guys think about it?
I agree. It was a great chance. There's a lot of teams that follow us and that we follow also that we haven't met, that we haven't had a chance to actually meet. We all follow each other because we're all in this same hobby together. And it was awesome getting to put faces and names to
Yeah.
it and all of that. Like, that was phenomenal to get to do.
The one thing I have an issue with like the expos and the conventions is that I come out more poor than I did when I came in. Because
So you need to GoFundMe.
I need this.
You need to GoFundMe for that.
So yeah, thanks. It's like fine fool over there. But yeah, I really enjoyed it and get to see people, and people are like, yeah, I know you. I'm like, you do? Hey, you know me.
That was really cool though, when people come up and be like, hey, I follow you guys on Facebook or TikTok or whatever it is. And I'm like, this is really cool. Thank you for coming up and saying hi to us. That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Or when some of the other people who I've investigated with before, and I was just like, where I have bought in, like we would do like at Buchanan or Harriman, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember you when you were with when you came into our event. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is nice. Like, okay, because it makes you feel more welcomed and like you're just family.
Yeah. Sure.
That's my thing. But yeah, it was so much fun. I enjoy those going to
them. It was a good time. We were
talk about being in that next year also. Is that on the table?
Oh, we'll for sure be in it again next year. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll have us again. I'll put in the application for us.
Well, they should.
Hopefully they will. But we were right across from Leanna Todd from Black Wolf Paranormal, and Denise, and he's drawing a blank on his name right now. Thank you. From Pac-Man Paranormal. And so we entered into their raffle that they have. They're raffling off a night stay in their personal home, which is really haunted. So we all kind of each, Ernie, thank you, put in all kinds of raffles for, I think Buffy put in like $100 worth. And then we made a pact with Craig and Tammy. If they win, we go with them. And then if we win, they'll go with us.
And
it's
then
a pretty
we
good
had
trade.
South Pittsburgh behind us in Harriman.
Yeah, Ronnie kept pulling at her hair. And then we gave Brooke a bunch of Twizzlers and threw candy at them. So, but it was good to meet, like all the great teens. Like it really was. K2, we met Kelly, K2, Chris, and then with Fearful Encounters and the Memphis Seekers, Jake and Jason. We got to meet them. Our girl with Elite Vixens were there. Putting these in. Elite Vixens were there. So that was really cool to see them and hug their faces. And who else are we missing?
Oh, what's her name? JC.
Oh, JB Coates.
JB
She's
Coates,
a sweetheart. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's a sweetheart. So we got to hug her neck, and that was really fun.
And I'm
And then-
horrible at names, so I forget my own. So if I forget yours, I'm so sorry.
Mid-10, unfortunately, was not there, Stevie. They were supposed to be there, but Steven was sick, so they didn't make it. They pulled out. Our friends in Tennessee Paranormal were supposed to be there. They ended up having to pull out. But it would have been good to see all of them. What's next, Alicia?
Well, speaking of Ronnie, with Old South, we were just at his sister hospital, historic Harriman, this past weekend, Halloween weekend.
Oh,
And again, y'all know how much of a freak I am with Halloween. So I was really geeked about this. We had a fantastic group. There's about 13 of us. We split and went in the old building, the new building. We've got so much stuff, man. It was a pretty active night. We didn't even get through registration, and you had already seen a face, heard a voice, all sorts of stuff right off the bat. So that was just
even on our lives, there were disembodied voices. I mean, plain as day. I was down the hall with, I think, Vernon and Tabitha and everybody around the area, because Tabitha was live at the time. And you hear, and it's on live, so we'll have that on our video when we finish up the evidence video. But you hear a child clear as day say hello, and everybody who heard it was like, "Did you hear it?" Like they all heard it, and then they hollered down at me, and I'm like, "I didn't hear anything. I didn't say anything. I was just down the hall." It's just, it was crazy.
Shadow, I saw a shadow on the children's ward go from the left side to the right side. It was about 3 feet tall. Ran as
That's
fast
right.
as it could. Just
That was right before I got touched, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were in Joanne's, the cardiac unit. So Joanne is one of the nurses who worked there. She loved it there, and she ended up having a cardiac event of her own and came to the hospital and unfortunately later passed away. But she said
I'll be back.
that she'd be back, and she is very clearly there. But I felt a very cold breeze come up to me about knee height down, and Vernon was able to take some readings, and it was clearly it was a 10-degree difference. So it wasn't like I stepped into a freeze or anything. It was just clearly colder.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Tabitha was on an ITC device, so she was kind of relaying what she was hearing in her ear. And it was able to interact with me and others asking questions. And then I asked it to touch me, because I'm very much a skeptic. So you got to kind of show me that you're there. So I'm like, "Can you touch me?" And clear as day, it touched my knee. And Buffy might have had the camera on me. So I'm very interested to see if where I got touched, if it actually, there's an indent of me being touched there.
I had the camera on you, and I flipped from recording to stills. So I've got active recording and then stills also thrown in.
I would
there.
love to
I've
see
taken a
like
quick look at the stills, but it was a very fast glance so far.
The
Yeah.
funny thing I thought in that area was when I was hearing it and the patients were talking and they were having y'all, Chris and Vernon and them going to room
running their rounds.
and doing like their rounds, like water and like that
I need
one.
water, hairbrush or whatever.
Chris gave them the water and it like lit up the K2 meter and it was like, I'm finished. That was good. And then the 2 fingers, when you held them to the side.
So I held my feet. It was dark in there. And this was right after I got touched.
Left, and I was to the right.
Yeah. So I had just gotten touched and I'm like, okay, let's go for 3. And so I had my fingers off to my side. There's no way Tabitha would have been able to see me. And I said really low, tell me how many fingers I'm holding up. And she goes, I'm not counting your fingers.
That's when we were on free roam. I remember that.
Yeah. And I said, please, I just need to know just one more time if you can actually see me, if you're actually here, how many fingers? And she goes, 2. And I'm like, okay, well, you proved to me 3 different times that you are most definitely here. So
that was also the moment when Tabitha got touched because you said,
yes,
the girl with the headphones on, if you could touch her shoulder, and like 3 seconds later, Tabs goes, somebody just touched my neck.
Yeah. It was nuts. That was by far the most active area. I mean, it was active everywhere, I felt, but that was the most active.
And that's the first time I ever felt like Buffy said, Zach, where I got angry. Like I got angry and I was like, I put Vernon between me and Grace because I was ready to throw fist.
She goes, I'm ready to, she goes, I am mad at Grace. I'm going to punch her. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's like, happening? Not the headphones, me.
I was like, what is happening here?
Poor Grace was like, what did I do?
No, I was like, oh my God. Okay.
That feeling just wasn't good in that room. But yeah, that was just an active place. Like, and the Estes in the ICU was just amazing.
There was music. So much. There was so much there that it's going to be so hard. I mean, we go on vacations. Yes, we go on our vacations doing our paranormal investigating, and we might talk about something for like a few minutes, but I feel like we could talk about this all night. It was that crazy. It really was, guys.
I would almost put it to like me going to Disney for Harriman because you can't remember everything that happens while you're at Disney, but you know you had a good time. That's how I feel.
Well, then you hear like a word or two, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, that happened too."
Mm-hmm. It was just amazing, like hands down, one of the best locations.
Yeah, it really was. It definitely has. It has risen to number 1 in my book, and that I've been to a lot of places.
Top 5, both Old South and Harriman were on the top 5. What list was that? It was a video that just had come out.
The top
5 in Tennessee, I think.
Yeah, so both Ronnie's places are on there. So Ronnie, great job. Both hospitals, we've had 2 amazing events this year, and also his crew, Sherry and Renee. They were
Sherry and Renee and Jeff and Tim. They took really good care of us. They were really awesome. They always do. I mean, Ronnie's crew always does a good job. Yeah. But let's talk about this.
Barbie is awesome. She put beautiful people together.
Man,
a blonde, a redhead, and a black-haired girl walk into a bar.
Yeah, brown, blonde, red, and black. You know, that's gonna be trouble.
I had a friend of mine say, I love how all of you have like totally different tones of color in your hair.
Seriously, though.
Yeah, we really do.
I mean, you all just kind of hit the gamut of all the hair colors. And I'm like, well, mine depends on what week it is, what color mine is. So
yeah, because like 2 days before that, you were the orange and yellow, and then you got it done like the day or 2 before this.
Yeah, that was just coincidence. I had that hair appointment. Yeah, we were moving from my red, orange, yellow for the spring and summer to my red and purple for the fall and winter.
Well, it worked out for a last minute photo shoot.
on Friday the 13th of all things.
Mhm.
That
Well-
just made my black heart just so happy.
So we were having a feature done on the team, and we were supposed to be in the November issue, and we got notification before that issue dropped that we were, I guess, nominated. We were put in, so we were really excited about that. Just being nominated is amongst all the other teams and researchers, to be even put in that category was humbling, and we all cried, and it was just a good time.
Right.
And then when we won the award, and I'm still kind of speechless about it. I knew that, we're a good team, but then again, I'm partial.
A little biased.
I'm very biased because I love you guys, and I love our community, and we all do. But to the other teams and researchers who are watching or tune in later, we hope we've made you proud and that we've represented us very well. And by us, I mean the entire community. So
Mm-hmm.
look at us, though. So, and we're going to be on the cover of the December issue, and they're writing an article and all that stuff on us. So you'll get that in December. But
Get our autographs now.
Yeah.
Before they get really
before
before
we
they
get
get expensive.
yeah, but it's quite an honor, and I would cry to the girls, and I'm just like, thank you for trusting me and joining me on this journey. And I couldn't think of 3 other ladies, and of course my mom. Can't forget my mom. I couldn't think of a better journey to take this with than y'all. So thanks.
It's all your fault.
Right.
And then all the friends that have become family too. Craig and Tammy and Terry and Stephen and Becky and
Yeah,
gosh,
we've made some besties in this community, so that's pretty awesome. Not only with other teams, but like location venue owners and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
we've developed some great friendships in the last 9 months, so that's pretty rad.
Yeah, and I mean, we make a great team together, and we have really grown, and we really are about para-unity and community and charity and all those things that we say. You don't say it, you got to walk the walk. You got to do it, and you can say things, but actions speak louder than words. So anyway, we hope that we have made our community proud, and what's up, JR? And Mama, you're part of it too. I mean, you've been here since the get-go too. So
Oh my goodness. If it wasn't for Miss Deb, we'd starve to death, and Buffy for getting
yeah, Mama
Miss
Spooks
Deb for-
is
We'd be
Mama
dehydrated.
Spooks, real MVP there.
right. And and hey, Eve's listening on the other side of this wall. She's so excited for everybody. She's like,
Oh,
so ready,
Well, she got to mention too our junior investigator.
yeah, can't forget E. Can't forget her.
Yeah, she's asking her questions and learn. Oh, look, here she comes. I can hear her.
She's
walking.
coming in, isn't she?
She may have gone back. So,
She's
but
like, they're mentioning me. I'm going around.
right. I'm going to make my end.
So again,
no, I'm not.
So again, Buffy kind of touched on this earlier, but we didn't have many people watching at the time. So Buffy, would you mind going over some of the places that we're thinking about again? Let me throw you in, and let me throw you on a loop right here, and then we'll get into some questions that have come in.
Hang on, she's making her way in. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm getting my cheat sheet. Once we come out of the off season into 24, roughly around March, we're looking at possible returns to the Lotes house the Gaines House, Thomas House, lots of houses, Old South Pittsburgh Hospital, Harriman Hospital. We'll still have our events at Buchanan as we roll into 24. And then collaboration.
Yeah.
We've got teams we love working with.
Speaking of Jason Howie, what's up? The Seekers of Memphis there. Yeah, we definitely are going to get together with those guys, Jake and Jason. We've talked to Kelly with K2. Of course, Mid-10 and Outlaw. And
I was just talking to Stevie with Outlaw today.
Yeah.
Hey, there's been
Yeah. So definitely going to collab with them. Tennessee Paranormal. I'm missing one. Oh, the Vixens. Can't forget the Vixens. And many more. Like, I know we're probably leaving some out, but we love our parrot community. We just do. Y'all are just awesome.
So much to learn from other people. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can be an investigator for so long, and then there's somebody comes in and you're like, whoa, I really never thought of that like that. And people bring in different energies. So it's cool.
But yeah, we've tried because everybody investigates different. So it's kind of cool to see different methods used by other teams that we've never seen. So that is pretty cool.
And yes, Jason, we do love cemeteries. We love cemeteries.
We like taking pictures in cemeteries too.
Yeah. Like, here, let me show this again. Ta-da! We were in a cemetery when we took this picture for American Paranormal. So that's pretty cool.
I'm a little bummed I didn't get anything on my full spectrums that I shot there while we in between our pictures.
We had to do a little bit of investigating while we were there. All right. So yeah, Thomas House, it's definitely on our list, as Buffy was saying, for 24. We even mentioned possibly renting it out for an entire weekend or at least one day or something.
I have got a note written down to do that. I may call them tomorrow. If not, it'll be first of next week, and I'm going to call and get that rolling.
Yeah. So it's funny because people are like, there's a season, like you ending your season, or when you deer hunting. And I'm like, well, it's the South, like, so it can be like really cold, and then, it's miserable when a place doesn't have any heat or whatever. And no, we don't want to be hunting in that. So yeah, we'll start our season back up in March. Not that we won't do any one-offs here or there. Like, we would love to join, other people who have things booked, but we're just not going to book anything until March. So,
yeah. Tabs.
Let's talk about some of the questions that have come in, and other paranormal investigators chime in on these, if you don't mind.
Yeah. A lot of the questions we get, and we love getting questions. So even if you're an investigator or something, just go ahead and ask us anyways, because we can all get all kinds of advice. But one of the questions we get a lot is, can your team cleanse or bless a location? I have not really been in on that except for one house with y'all, because the last team I was on, we did not, but we take over, Barbie. I know that we've used sage before,
so it's a lot of people. I kind of made a post about this not too long ago, because this question actually did come in, and yes, we can go into a home, absolutely, and we can cleanse it for you with sage or Palo Santo, but that is just basically a Band-Aid. It's gonna calm down the activity for you, but it will not get rid of anything for you. Of course, if it just really depends on the type of haunting, and that's where you need a paranormal team to come in and kind of do their investigation, and it might take a few times for us to figure out what might be going on, but that's what we're here for. And we can help you get better insight as to what may be going on and give a professional, in a way, type theory as to what's going on. Now, blessing a location, going through with holy water, Now we do carry holy water and we use it on ourselves at the end of an investigation, but we are not ordained ministers or priests. We can absolutely draw and say, a cross on your wall of holy water and say the Lord's Prayer, but we're not ordained in that. So we do not do that. No, but we have cleansed homes with sage before, Palo Santo, and it absolutely does calm the activity, but it does not get rid of the activity. And what we tell people is, depending on the type of haunting, let's say it's a regular haunting where you have an intelligent spirit in your home, and they're not mean or anything, like they're just a regular spirit and they're just kind of stuck, right? And good example is we did a home, and it's the old homeowners who built the home who are still around, and they don't like the changes that were done to their house. It was very easy to figure that one out. Mm-hmm. So we were like, we can sage your home, but what you need to do, since they're an intelligent, just talk to them. Tell them before you're going to change anything in the house, hey, I'm going to do this. I hope you're okay with it. And if you really want them to leave, tell them, like, hey, you're being really disruptive and I really don't like it. And I would really love for you to stay. But if you're going to be this way, I need you to leave. And just talk to them. So hopefully, but again, it depends on the type of haunting, but yes, we can cleanse, does not get rid of ghosts. No, we cannot bless.
Right. Stevie asked on the chat, how do y'all feel about using the static touch globes to charge up? And do we think they work? We did use it at the Buchanan house, did we not? In the hallway upstairs?
It's Buffy's. Yep. What do you think, Buff?
So the jury's still out as far as what it did for that one. Necessarily, it was kind of cool to discover things like where we had the globe sitting. There was a REM pod about 5-6 feet away from it. Tabitha, how far was that one away? It was probably about 6 feet from it.
Yeah.
And when we would, and I did it joking, not even really joking. I was kind of announcing in the house, if you need to gather energy, come over, you can touch this and get energy. And I realized when I touched it, the REM pod 6 feet away would go off. Mm-hmm. So our next investigation, I'm bringing it again because I have some ideas
theories
to kind of play with and use it to see. So
it's always scary when we say, I've got an idea.
We never know.
Idea.
That could be dangerous.
Our next question is, children's spirits, are they innocent as they seem, or are they a mask for something more malevolent? I grew up with a child spirit in my house, so we could hear her at different times be like, you would be in the house by yourself, and you could hear her go, Mommy, where are you? Can you come here? And then you,
yes.
like anybody, my mom could hear it, I could hear it, everybody in my family, like at different times. And my mom would not talk to her, but she'd be like, Mommy, can you come here? And my mom would be like, no, I'm not your mommy, but I can still come here, Even when we went back to that house after it had been renovated and new owners are in there, I stopped by one day to talk to them, and we were going through and I was explaining what the old house used to look like. And she was like, you want to go upstairs? I was like, not really, because I really have some bad feelings upstairs. And she said, did you ever see ghosts in this house? And I said, yes. And she said, do you know that the little girl? And I said, yes. But she is from a predominant family in our neighborhood, and she passed away years ago, and she's buried at the cemetery right down the road from that house. So she was not an issue. But I know that sometimes they are mimicked as children who, like the other spirits are. So that one was definitely a child, but there's other times it's not.
Right. So yeah, I've seen that before, to where the more malevolent, it masks itself as a child, and it's really not. It does that to gain your trust and your sympathy. And when you drop your guard, that's when it strikes.
And they will also come back as a family member. I don't know if you remember that one show on Ghost Adventures where Billy's grandmother had passed, and he said, "That's my grandmother's voice, but I know it's not her." And
Wow.
that any way they can get to you, whether it's a child spirit to lure you in or something else, that's what they're going to use. So
Interesting. Yeah.
So in with me talking about Ghost Adventures, which, I have a love-hate for. What's your favorite paranormal shows and why? I tell you who I've been liking a lot here lately is Jack Osborne's shows. Like, he has come so
I like
far
Jack.
in
Yeah.
the past few years with his paranormal investigating. And I love the Ghost Brothers. Like, why did they take them off?
I know.
Well, I
I'd have to
take them off, but
I'd have to say my favorite, as far as on national TV, is probably Ghost Hunters. I think they are more of what it's really like. They're not being possessed by demons every show or anything like that. No offense to Zach and them. I do watch them too. And then as far as YouTube channels are concerned, Paranormal Nightmare is probably my favorite with the Foreman brothers. I really like them. So that's, I watch them all. We all do. We all watch every single one of them that's out there. I can tell you all about Kindred Spirits, which I like too. And, all about them, Nick, I really like Nick Groff and all that. So, on his shows. So
Project Fear, that's gotten a whole lot better.
That
Project
one
Fear I like too.
It's gotten much better.
Yeah.
Ghost Hunters was my first, and it's really kind of funny because in the background, if you could see to the other side of this laptop, the Ghost Hunters channel on Pluto is running in the background right now. But they were I'm like Barb, when I started watching them, and I've been watching them pretty much since season 1, is to be out because they were out to debunk first and prove it wrong first. And I really like that. I do love the Ghost Brothers also, and I do not love that they've gone away. On YouTube, I love Paranormal Quest both on YouTube and TV, because I have been so hung up for so long on how much I love Ghost Hunters that I'd had a hard time kind of branching out. So now I'm watching. I love Paranormal Quest. I am watching Ghost Adventures because I'm probably one of the few people on this planet who haven't yet. Destination Fear, I do like. Also, I'm, Twin Paranormal. Is that what it is?
Twin, yeah, I do like Twin Paranormal too. Now, when the Necrometer first, they started using Necrometer, and in that app, you were able to put in words and phrases of your own.
You are, and all of those apps anyway. If something can track where you are and tracks where you are, and it has access to your microphone. I don't trust apps because
that's the thing. It's like
it can gather all the things and give everything according to
Necrometer. I felt like you could pad the information and it would pull from the things that you'd put in there. And I felt like that's when Twin Paranormal started using that more. And then I stopped watching them at that because I felt like they were really really kind of faking at that point, and I kind of stopped watching them.
Jason mentioned Hyper Ghost Gang. I just started watching them some. Yeah, they're great. They're hilarious. Yeah, that's a fun one to watch.
There's so many awesome ones out there. That's what I love about it. Like the paranormal, it has grown so much. Even when I started back in 2016, it wasn't this crazy as it is now. Tabitha, you've been in it since when?
About 2007.
Yeah.
So but I really
enjoyed
when Ghost Hunters comes out, because then I was like, oh, I am weird, but not that weird, because now it was becoming more open that there was, ghost. It was more.
There are in fact other things out there.
Right. So, and I have to apologize. I'm tearing up some. Because of Paul, but talking about this reminds me of him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the one who got me into it. But this was, yeah. So, but if there's a paranormal show on, you can ask. We're watching it at the house. I don't care if I like the show or don't like the show.
Yeah.
Because we can learn a lot of stuff from them, like what not to do.
Yeah. Ones you like or don't like, you take something away from it anyway it goes.
Right. So, yeah. But like I've said, I started falling in love with Jack shows, and I watch them, and I like them.
I'll have to watch it. I haven't watched it. I'm gonna have
he's come a long way. He really has.
Will we be growing the team in 2024? And if so, what qualities do you look for? Well, you
have to be a baddie. You have to be a baddie. I mean, that's for sure. You have to love snacks. You have to love to snack.
Right. And no real big drama. We just like to let it go after.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we have a good sisterhood, and we're not against bringing on males. It's just we haven't. I guess guys don't like us, so they don't want to join our team. Just kidding. Like we bring like Craig, and Vernon's been joining us, and our friend Doug with Ken 10 has been coming out sometimes, and so I would really love to grow the team. I would really love that. That would be great. And so I think we're all in agreement that we look for somebody who obviously gels with us, has the same ideologies, easy to get along with, really scientific in their thinking, can think outside the box, and is really like a go-getter, and somebody, again, like who's compassionate and has empathy and professional. And I know that we're not professional all the time because you got to have fun and laugh and all that stuff. But, when you're representing the team, you got to have a certain kind of poise about you. And all the other teams here know what I'm talking about when we say that.
You're totally different when you're doing it on your, like with our four core at an investigation before they get there, or, we're totally different. And then we are more professional during the time. And then when they leave, we're like that now.
So
how many do we have now?
Jason, I know it seems like we have that many, but we have the core four, which is myself and Tabs and Buffy and Alicia. And then my mom, Deb, is a part-timer. So as far as the actual team's concerned, we have 4 full-time, 1 part-time. So we have 5 total, and that's it. The rest of them are just really good friends of ours that we've met through the community. So we've really been lucky to have some friends that we can call upon when we need the extra people. So
it's been awesome. And getting to know people that way. Like my first question when we go in someplace, I'm like, is Craig and Tammy coming? Or is such and such coming? Or is such and such coming? And I'm like, oh, it makes it so much better.
I know, because, strangers become friends and friends become family. And that's just how it is. It's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah.
Is that if there's other paranormal investigators out there and they have questions, contact us individually or together or whatever, and we'll be contacting y'all, because we can always, like, if you're going someplace and we've been, contact us. We'll let you know what we found, and vice versa. We need to use, everybody needs to use each other to make this paranormal unity better. Yeah. So instead of being like, this is what I have and I'm going to keep it a secret. And I just don't think.
I agree. I think the more the merrier, and like when we first kind of, started getting the team together, we found out real quick, the more people that you have, the more contamination. And so we always like to kind of keep our numbers a little bit on the lower side. So we tend not to take more than like 6 people on an investigation. Whereas before we would take 10 to 12, and it's like, you don't need 12 people at the Lodes house. Not needed.
You barely can have 4 to 5 at the Lodes house.
That's what I'm saying. And so you're going through your evidence, you go through the digital recorders and all that, and you're like, oh my God, there's so much contamination. Like, it's crazy.
Even larger homes, sometimes you forget that they're older and everything is very echoey. Noises carry more than you think. And, semi-smaller groups, it's just easier with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like with Two Rivers, it's my favorite thing. Is when I never heard Buffy say backpack, backpack. And I was like, what? And I was upstairs putting the like baiting everything, and I heard it on my recorder, and I'm like, oh, what do they know about backpacks?
We caught the spirit of Dora the Explorer.
And then Buffy's like, no, that was me. But you couldn't hear it like with my ears or anybody else's. You know how they always say, I heard it with my own ears. Well, who else you going to hear it with? But I was like, oh my God, I never heard that. But the audio recorder picked it up. So even if you're downstairs, you still need to realize that carries without even us being able to hear it.
I'm so glad that was before we really started investigating, and I didn't like mess somebody's EVP session up or something. Because walking around being absolutely
I have like, wow, that if you start your recorder before the investigation, you'll get more stuff that way. Because I leave the time of their lives too. Like,
I leave one or two running all the time.
All the time.
We get there till the minute we leave. Some of the stuff because we all forget things are recording. Some of the conversations and things that I've caught, I'm like, please don't let there be an EVP here. Please don't let there be an EVP here, because we'll be talking about something completely ridiculous. And I'm like, I really don't want to have to call Barbie and go, we're going to have to figure out how to pull this EVP out and not the conversation occurring.
Yeah. That's what we like to do. You know, we like to go in and we set everything up. You know, we set DVRs up, everything's secured and tied down, and then we bait everything and we're ready. And then we're like, okay, so we're either going to do like a couple like silent, moments, or we're just going to talk amongst ourselves. And that's when we've caught some of the best evidence, is when we're just sitting there trying to feel out the place.
Can I do the view that we have on almost at least one of the DVR cams every time we're setting up?
Do it.
Every DVR.
Do it.
Or every time we're setting up. Because Barb's usually at Command Center, and I'm usually running around wiring up and getting them angled.
We each have a certain thing. And my thing, there's always that from Buffy. There's always something from me that I cannot show you. And then it's just, there's birds flying in the air. I'll just say that. And then Alicia likes to dance.
Alicia likes to dance, and she likes to shop around if we're at an antique store.
Yeah. So
I'm the normal one. I'm just going to tell people that. Like, I'm. I'll just be talking to the dead people. Okay.
But it's just something that's kind of funny, because when you go into review, you're like, oh, all right, you have to get into a certain mindset, no distractions, and then you're just like, oh, review. And then when you see that, and you're like, like, it just kind of gets you in a better mood, because you're like,
it is a great comedic break with all of that.
Yeah, it's almost like that hidden thing that you just didn't know that was coming up. It's like, where can we hide something?
Like an end of year blooper.
Like,
I should go through DVR and do
that
bloopers.
Would be hilarious. Just stills of our bloopers or whatever.
We might have to do that. I do. I have
with all of you.
Yeah, I've got.
To think back of what all I've done in front of those cameras that would pop up.
Oh, there's a lot.
Now we're all
y'all will have a
time. I'll never forget Alicia. She forgot the DVR was there, and here she is, like, with her, like, she's blowing her nose, and she's like all up in there, and we're like,
"That was
girl, you were right there in front of the," and she's just like looking around and just like,
bless my heart. And y'all are like, I was like, I swear on my life, I thought I was out of the frame.
And you
were right there.
No, there's more angle than you think on those lenses.
Blowing her nose and just like, oh my God.
And I'm thinking it's more like this, but it's like
this. Yeah. No, it's like wide angle. And here she is just.
It just.
I know. Look, look, when I laugh really hard, I snort. So does all of them. So all of them. All of them.
I think the only thing y'all can catch on me is me complaining the whole time. You gonna make me walk up them steps? Y'all gonna make me go down those steps? Y'all gonna make me carry that? Okay. I always complain. I do it, but I always complain.
Oh my God. Look how red I am. Y'all put me in the best mood, I swear. God, I love y'all so much. You have no idea. Anyway, so we did go over a little by 15 minutes, but that's okay. We were having a good time. But yep, lots of cool things happening for 2024. Definitely going to get with everybody and get some collaborations going. Uni-tea is where it's at, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll probably do our end of year wrap up sometime in December, probably mid-December. We usually do 6 to 7 weeks out. So we'll do like the end of the year, and it would be like really cool to bring on some of our friends and they can kind of recap if they want.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun. And y'all have anything else before we log off for the night?
I don't think so.
So you can follow us, obviously. A lot of y'all are watching on Facebook, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can catch us there. TikTok. You know, we like to make everybody laugh. So when I put stuff up on TikTok, it's usually funny memes and stuff like that. So, and then of course, you know, if you follow us, we'll follow you back. And other than that, I don't think I don't have anything else except for sipping on this coffee.
Mm-hmm. I got my tea.
Is that coffee?
Shut up. Don't make fun of my coffee. Sorry, my cream.
I was about to say,
Or
you
is
want
that
some
coffee
with your
flavored
cream?
creamer?
Yeah, coffee.
She likes her.
So this is what happens. We fill it up to like right here with cream, and then the rest is coffee.
She likes her coffee the color that she likes her ghost. Okay.
I like a little bit of coffee with my cream. Thank you.
I like my coffee like I like my ghost. Transparent.
Buffy, I need that on a shirt. I need that on a shirt, Buffy.
You're gonna have to
Stop.
text me and remind me of that whole thing, or I'll have to watch back through this and get it. The
I like my
pile
coffee
that
like I like
have
my
over
ghost.
here of stuff to get printed like tonight and tomorrow is insane.
So yeah, also teams watching real quick. Buffy does have all kinds of like cool like gadgets that she can make team shirts out of. So if you do need team shirts, team koozies, team anything, get with her and she can do custom orders for you. And she has good prices. So get with her.
Yeah, I work to keep prices low because, you know, we're all not rolling in money anymore these days. So,
You know, and I thought I would be as a paranormal investigator.
I know.
I know, right?
I
See,
thought
this
we were
is one
gonna-
of my NightSong t-shirts I designed.
I got my
You got your paranormal.
yes outfit. I wore
Yay.
that for Halloween.
That was our costume.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I wore
Yeah,
it.
so on the front of it says, "This is my paranormal investigator costume." And then on the back it says, "If I'm running, it's behind you."
It's me.
So yeah, Jason, Jake, definitely get with Buffy and she will hook you up. She can do all kinds of sizes if you need. Buffy, you do hats, right?
No, but not yet. It's really funny you said that because I'm looking to, my son has asked for me to possibly make him a few. So I'm like,
Oh, cool.
why not?
Why not?
I need another hobby.
Mhm.
Buffy
You
is
can get your
our-
grandbaby in there, Delilah, to start helping me.
she is
Yeah,
our-
look, like listen here.
She's going to be put to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Buffy, she's made bags, really cute bags, shirts, sweatshirts. She can also alter some things. So if you like the motor shirts and you want your name patch on it and then your name or something or your team name, she can do those as well. So is that right? The motor shirts, is that what they're called?
They're like a uniform shirt.
Mechanical.
And I lean towards like the mechanic type shirts. I love messing with
Or
those.
And then
she's
she has
done for both Mom and I the backs of flannels.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have my flannel in here. I took it.
Yeah,
to
mine's
my
in my room.
actual. I took it to my
Yeah.
actual closet instead of back here, and And who asked? Wait, I'm scrolling. Sorry.
And she has a K2 meter holder too. Those things are awesome.
Working on the cat ball holders, have the K2 meter holders. Jason,
These things.
This one's not a death metal band, Jason. This one is a wait.
NightSong Paranormal, baby.
Alicia, when I stand up, you have to say it how it's supposed to be pronounced.
NightSong Paranormal.
It's a NightSong shirt in a death metal, in one of the death metal fonts that I have.
Oh my gosh. Look how red y'all are making me. I love it.
Oh, look at that.
What is happening?
Good job, Lee.
You had a big
Yeah,
thumb
that was
earlier. You had a thumb, and then
Okay.
it popped up. I don't know what.
Jason,
Yeah, there's a
Jason, let
thumb
me get
and then-
the cat ball holders perfected on the 3D printer there, and I will do that. That is my husband's job.
Yeah.
So I need to holler at him. And
So
give him-
Jason and Jake, they
I don't know what that is.
wait. What did you do to make?
what is happening?
I don't know
He
what
just likes
that's
you.
doing.
That's
Hey,
the rest of
they're
it.
Do it again. Do that again.
Her magic is
Alicia.
really popping.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing.
See,
but
I really am a
that's
witch.
phenomenal.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jason and Jake, they bought the K2 holders, so I have it here.
yeah, that's the
K2 holders.
holder. Yeah.
So, yay! How
So
fun
we
is
need
this?
stuff like that. We know a guy.
Oh, I'm gonna try to make it go. Go.
Not tonight. It won't.
Yeah, it won't because you're,
There we go.
Mhm.
It's party.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
And if you had this, that would be even better. Like,
Anyway, this is what happens. We're like
What
we're
setting
like
do you
ready
have
to
turned
end the
on that's doing
broadcast, and
this?
then we're like squirrel.
Jason bought them and forgot to bring them to the last investigation.
Way to go, man.
Hey, better than me. I forgot flashlights.
This is
I
so
almost
true.
forgot mine.
This
I
is
locked
why
out
our
and then I got
collaboration is going to be A plus. It's going to be A plus. Our collaboration is going to be the best.
Yep.
Boots and cats.
That's going to be in my head the rest of the night. I'm going to go to the other side of the house to watch TV in a little while, and Dave and I are going to be watching TV. I'm going to be like, boots and cats, boots and cats. I'll just get the, what is your problem?
Alicia and I will do that on stage at our gigs. Like
We actually
we'll probably
do.
we
Yeah.
actually there's so much shenanigans that goes on when we have like tomorrow night we're gigging out. So it's like
You're
we're gonna do something stupid. We always do something stupid.
We do not take ourselves seriously at all.
Never. Other than the music and sounding good and
Yeah.
being
Mhm.
on with the music in between, it's so crazy. But anyway, okay, so
Oh, and by
squirrel.
the way, talking about shirts, wait till you see the one that I'm premiering on Saturday night at Octagon.
Aw, snap.
I was on the phone with her earlier and she was making out.
And I got the back of it like I was thinking about. I got it worked out. So
Oh, okay, fancy pants.
Well, I'm gonna be
I
able to
was
see
very
it.
happy.
So somebody
because
better send me a picture.
there were a lot of cuss words, but it
Gotcha.
got there.
We got you, girl. We got you.
Pictures of
Okay.
everything.
All right. Does anybody
Ask and
have
thou shalt
anything
receive.
else? Ask and you shall receive, baby.
Yeah, be careful what you
Baby.
wish for, Tabs.
Run and tell that, homeboy.
And there are all kinds of pictures. No
All right, you
nudity.
guys.
All right.
Thank y'all so very much. We adore y'all. Thank
Bye.
you so very much. Thanks.
I have no idea.
Hey, do that, Alicia. See what it does.
Nothing.
I don't know. It did do
Ah!
that.
What do you have turned on that's doing this? Or did we just
Look.
not, are we not trying long enough on
She's a witch. She's a
I'm
witch.
telling you.
Okay, so I would totally give my preferred gesture in reply, but I'm gonna refrain. And keep
Well, you've lost your powers.
All right, you guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye.
I'll see y'all again.
Good night.
Later, Gators. We appreciate y'all more than you ever could know.
Mhm.
Thank y'all. Good night. Good night.